How y'all doing today? This is Yusufchowdhury once again, San Antonio, Texas. I hope y'all can hear me. Let me flip the screen real quick. All right, folks, so this is Yusuf, and today we're doing a workshop on how to use Yoast plugin. So this is a workshop. I won't be able to engage with you guys, so if you want to just kind of watch and listen, that would be awesome. And by the way, can you all hear me? If you hear me, press, put number 1. Hey, Janice, how you doing? Ray, good to see you again. All right, can you all hear me? Okay, awesome. You can all hear me. Perfect. Let me flip the screen and see if you can hear me. Oh, my brother from back home is also watching. Hey, say hi to my mom. All right, see if they say, I'm going to see if they say they can see me. Hey, can you all hear me? Can you hear me? Give me number 1.
So 1 second ago.
Can you all hear me?
4 is 2 join.
Okay, they hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, ones. Now they show ones.
Oh, no. Awesome. All right, cool. Excellent. All right, we're going to start then. Thank you, folks, for coming in. I hope this person will going to, work very well, not like last night. So by show of hand, how many of you have a WordPress-based website? Keep your hands up. Wow, all of you. Awesome. And how many of you installed Yoast plugin? Wow, beautiful. How many optimized their site from, how many of you did the proper SEO using the Yoast plugin? 1, 2. Maybe? Okay, so you all installed. Excellent. Okay. So what we're going to do tonight, we're going to talk about how we need to understand what is the basic of on-site SEO, because SEO stands for what? Selling enormous octopus? Right? And in the search engine optimization, there's actually 2 sections, right? We have the on-site and the outside. So the on-site means the stuff that you do on the back end of the website, correct? And the offsite, that means promotion, content, link building, and whatnot. But today, we're going to only focus on the onsite. Does that make sense? Then we'll talk about a little bit how to do a basic keyword research. Then we're going to show you how to use the Yoast. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to cover most of the feature, but not all of it, because some of them are advanced. I'm going to cover the basic on the Yoast. And the one that is advanced, I'll probably do that later. Fair enough? All right, so let's do this. First of all, the actual definition of SEO is, this is how I define it. It is a technical, make sure you understand this. It is a technical, right? It is a technical and, there you go, Betty. It is a technical and creative process, okay? To do what? To influence your pages, like your web pages, to influence your web pages to be what? To be visible in the search engine, to be found by your target market, so they can buy from you, so they can convert. Does that make sense? It's not just about ranking, it's about how they can find my website and how they can convert into buyers. There's a technical, and the reason I mentioned technical, because you have to do the back-end stuff, like the code and the meta tag and the micro data and whatnot. And the creative, what does that mean to you guys? When I say creative, what brings in your head?
Think about the words.
Content is one, yes. What else? When I talk about the creative, what does it mean to you when I say creative?
Pick up the right word for...
Well, yes, that's what everyone says. The proper content to your target market. What else you can think of? Especially you're a designer, right? And you're a developer guy, so...
The graphics, the pictures.
Close. That is close also. Yes, that's correct. But there's something very, very... Thank you. What? User experience. User experience. It's the most simplest topic, right? But nobody talks about it. User experience. That means when you build a website, it is easy for your customer, for your target market, easy for them to navigate, easy for them to find what they need, easy for them to find your contact information, your phone number, your chat box. Does that make sense? So that's the one factor that most people tend to forget. They focus on the cosmetic, they focus on the design, but they don't focus on, is this going to be easy for my customer to navigate? Is it going to be easy for them to look what they're looking for? Does that make sense? So that's what we mean by creative process. It could be visual, it could be content, it could be something like, I'm going to make 5 pages and I'm going to make sure that everyone that hits the site, they'll find it. Does that make sense? That's what I mean by creative process. So this is basically what SEO in a nutshell stands for. So if you understand what SEO is, then that means you understand how to actually implement it. And when you implement search engine optimization technique and strategies, you have to believe this, okay? it is not going to happen. It's not going to take like in one night. It's going to take a month. It's going to probably take 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. It depends on how Google's going to decide to put you on the front page for whatever you're trying to do. It's not fast. It's not like Google AdWords. So make sure you understand that. SEO takes time. Why? Because by design, it is organic. Organic means it's natural, which means it will take some time. Does that make sense? So you have to understand that. And secondly, Michelle Lowry yesterday gave an awesome class on robot.txt, and she mentioned something very important, and that was that if you talk to like 7, 10, 5 SEO expert, they're all going to have a different answers. Because there is no blueprint. There is no like one rule that says this is how you do it. Everyone's going to give their opinion, and what you have to do, you just try which one works and go with that. I basically teach people what I know, not because what I know. This is what I apply to my thousands of customers. You know, we have a team that helped more than 2,000 customers. We've been applying these strategies on all of them, from local brick and mortar to big companies, and it's been working so far. I would say almost 85% has been working in terms of getting traffic and getting conversion and whatnot. Okay? But when it comes to online marketing, we don't only focus on SEO, we focus on social, we focus on online advertising, everything. Does that make sense? So any question on what SEO is right now? That makes sense? Okay. All right, so excuse me, when I talk about the on-site SEO, what I meant, you know, the coding, the HTML script, the title tag and the meta tag, we're going to talk about those. Okay? Is it getting hot here? I should have put like left to what it was. Okay. I put it back to 70, it's like not doing anything. Sorry about that. Weather inside. Okay, so keyword research. So what is keyword? It's a search term. Excuse me, it's a search term. So keyword, you know, keyword itself is a search term that people search, right? It's a search term that people search in the search engine like Bing and Yahoo and Google. Now, what is keyword research? Okay, we talked about keyword, it's a search term. I'm searching for something, I'm typing that. But what is keyword research? Think about it, folks. What is it? Huh? So keyword is a search term. People type the search term in the search engine, but what is keyword research?
The best one that feeds your business.
It's a process of finding the search term that your customer look for. Okay? It's not that hard. Does that make sense? Keyword research, you're doing your research to find out what your customer are searching for your product and services. That's called keyword research. Okay? All right. Now, there are 2 types of keyword. Okay? There are 2 types of keyword and 3 types of purpose of keyword. I'll call it all 5. Okay? But technically, everyone's going to teach you that there is 2. You have the short tail, and the short tail stands for just a general keyword. And the long tail means you have more than 3 to 4 words in one sentence or in one phrase. Does that make sense? So here's an example. So short tail, like, shoes, women's shoes, watch, a bag, wallet. These are 2 general, which means maybe trillions of pages start to compete for it. Does that make sense? So you, as a business owner, I recommend that when you do a search, you can start with the general, but you don't want to use that for your content. You want to use something like more than 1 word. Like, let's say, for instance, affordable women's shoe online. Very long. Okay? So now we understand the difference between the short tail and the long tail. Short means general, 1 or 2 words. Long tail means 3 to 4 words. Okay? So when you do a keyword research, you got to look for this one. Because why? This one will have huge volume search. Maybe like 10,000 a month or 20,000 a month. Like a search volume, right? This one might have a low search volume. Maybe like a couple of hundred. Maybe 1,000. And the difference is the one with the highest search volume might give you small result or no result. Versus low volume will give you higher conversion. Does that make sense? Because few people are actually looking for this to actually maybe buy, rather than a general keyword could mean anything. It could mean information. It could mean just looking for a website. Does that make sense? So that's how you need to look for this one. So by show of hand, what do you guys use for keyword research?
Google Ads.
Google Keyword Planner. Anything else? Screaming frog, you like it? It's very good. Okay, a lot of detail, right? Screaming frog is another one. What other keyword tools you guys used or planning to use? I know the keyword planner is free. What about Screaming Frog? Is that free?
When I got it, it was free, but you have to download it to your computer.
No, it's a software. Screaming Frog. I think they're from UK.
Yeah.
Very good. I think they were number one best tool. They're not just keyword. They actually do a lot of stuff beside the keyword. It's called Screaming Frog. Screaming Frog. Okay. What else you can think of?
Market Samurai.
Market Samurai. Okay, I like that one too. It's like $100 one-time payment. Which one? There is SEMrush is another one. SEMrush is good, but you have to pay like I think $50 a month for SEMrush, and Majestic SEO is $70. But Google Keyword Planner is completely free. There's another one called keywordtool.io. Check that one out. Keywordtool.io instead of .com, .io. Okay, keywordtool.io, and we're going to show you how to use that. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. So we understand the two types of keyword now, the short and the long, right? No questions so far? We good? Oh, you guys are amazing. Scholars. All right, purpose-based keyword. This is the one that most of the people don't get it. Okay, this is the most common, I would say, mistake that most businesses, most people don't get it. So the first one is called navigational keyword. So that basically means if I want to go find a website, let's say, I don't know, Target, instead of going to Target, people actually go to Google and type target.com. Okay, so they can navigate the Target website, which you don't need that. Informational keyword like, landscape photography tips. That basically means whoever is typing that, they're not there to buy. They're not there to hire a landscaper. They type that because they want to learn about how to do landscaping. Does that make sense? So if you're selling something, you can use that for a blog post, but you cannot use it for a service page or a, buy service page. Does that make sense? The last one which is my favorite, is called transactional keyword. Like, buy textbook online or online clothing shop. So when somebody tells, let's say, buy art images online, that means they're looking to buy it from the internet. Does that make sense? So when your website shows up, they're ready to buy versus informational. So when you do your keyword research, find out what your target market looking for and see which one is transactional, which one's informational, and which one that you can use. Does that make sense? So that's why you have to understand these. Because if your keyword is not organized based on this information, then whatever keyword you're using, and you end up being on the front page, and not getting conversion because your keyword wasn't the one they're supposed to use it for conversion. Does that make sense? All right, any question? We good? Okay, so where are we going to distribute the keywords? So when you do the keyword research, let's say you went to Google Keyword Planner and you typed women's shoes, and Google gave you like 800 variation from that one keyword. 800 of them, right? So there's so many tools out there like a Market Samurai or Longtail Pro or maybe even Screaming Frog. You can squeeze it down to like maybe 30 to 50 to 100, right? So what happened if you have 800 keywords from one, what you need to do is this. Using the keyword planner, do not look at the numbers of the volume first. Do not look at the competition. Google Keyword Planner will show you low competition, high competition, medium. Don't look at that, and don't look at the prices because those are for Google AdWords. Those are not for organic stuff. Does that make sense? What you need to do is, first thing first, you look for the most relevant keyword and key phrases to your target market. Okay? Then after that, you look for the volume, like which one has more volume search. Does that make sense? In fact, what's this guy's name? I think Danny, was it Danny Goodwin? Let me show you something real quick. This is an SEO expert made this awesome statement. Let me share with you real quick. And this will basically simplify how you can actually basically do keyword research, okay? Let me show you one of his statements somewhere here. Come on, Facebook. You're so embarrassing, man. What happened? I think it's coming up. Because he made a statement, and it was very, very simple. Wow, look at that. Nothing's there.
You don't exist anymore.
Yeah, I'm like gone. So the statement that he made was something like this, in my understanding, is that he basically said, when you know your customer, understand what problem your customer is going through, right? And how you can solve it by answering this problem in a content base. That means you know your service, your product, and how it can benefit your target market. You understand their problem, their issues. So if you write content around that information, if you write content around solving their problems, guess what? That becomes your keyword. You understand what I'm saying? Like if I'm a dentist and I know what patients go through, so I'm going to write a content, like a Q&A or educating them, or like a blog content about how to solve certain issues. That becomes your content. Does that make sense? Those content can become your keyword as well. Does that make sense? Because at the end of the day, you don't want to focus only on doing keyword research. You have to make sure that you write the content for your audience before you even do the keyword stuff. Does that make sense? So even if you did the keyword research, like let's say you have like 300 of them, right? And you want to write a content based on what people are searching, make sure that content that you write, it is purely for human being. Okay? Don't write something like, I sell blue jeans in a blue jeans world for the blue jeans fan because the blue jeans is the best blue jeans ever. That's going to sound like weird because you're putting so many keywords and you're going to get penalized for that. You got to keep it very natural. In fact, right now what's happening with Google's algorithm, if you talk about golf club, right, Google can also show that result if somebody's searching for golf course. So Google tries to understand, not just from that particular keyword, you can also diversify the keyword. What I mean by that, you can put golf club, right? Then in the content, you can also put best golf clubbing, whatever. It doesn't have to be the exact keyword. Does that make sense? Because Google tries to understand that your content is not just just for like time to rank for it. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's say you got the 800 keyword, and you looked at them, you downloaded them in an Excel file, and now you're going through all of them, and you were eliminating everything except 300. Okay, 300 are the most relevant to what I do, to what I provide, to what I solve. I can use it for content, I can use it for transactional keyword, but the problem is I only have 5 pages in my website. So what I'm going to do with the 300 if I only have 5 pages?
You got 10.
No, 5 pages.
10 keywords.
No,
Make each
I have 5 pages. Why should I pick 10?
one for each page.
Yeah, 5 pages. You pick top 5, not 10. I said 5 pages. So you pick top 5. Right? You pick top 5 for the 5 pages, and those key phrases has to be relevant to each page. Does that make sense? So what should I do with the 295?
Keep it.
Keep it do what? Just breakdowns on it?
Put it in your blog.
There you go. You can use it for content writing, for blogging, for YouTube videos, for podcasting, for hashtagging. You can redistribute it everywhere else. Does that make sense? Because still, it's something people are searching for. You can be found for that. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, let's see. So once you do all that, you need to distribute the keyword in the internal web pages, which is the meta tag and micro data and alt tag. You can also put it on the content of the page, like the service page, testimonial page, home page, blog pages, images, video files, and links. So when you upload images, a couple of rules you need to write it down. First thing, make sure those images are 72 dpi, which is, what is it, dot per inch, something like that, right? The quality is 72, and the size of the image is not more than 1 megabyte. Less than 1 megabyte or better, right? Don't make it like 2 meg 3 megabyte. You're going to slow down the site, okay? And 3, when you upload those images, make sure those images has a keyword. So for instance, if I have a picture of a cat, or grumpy cat, or funny cat, I'm going to put good-looking funny cat.jpg, whatever, right? And when I upload that file, I need to give that file name an alt text or an alt tag. So basically, let's say I'm going to upload my picture, yusufchowdhury.jpg. I upload to my website. When I go to the alt text, I'm going to say a profile image of Yusuf Chowdhury. Why? For 2 reasons. First, I'm telling the search engine what this image is about. Okay, so the search engine can understand what it is. Secondly, people with disability, with visual impaired or blind people, they have a software that tells them what that image is about. Does that make sense? You make it easier for them. So please make it easier for them. In fact, Betty said that it's like a law, right? For the.
It's a federal.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but something like that.
This is the college.
Yeah. So make sure you do that. File name, right? Upload it. Not more than 1 megabyte, 72 dpi, and of course put the alt text. Something they call alt tag. Yeah.
What about title tag?
Well, you don't have to. If you want to, it's optional. But the important one is the alt text, right? When it comes to video and audio, I don't recommend you upload it directly to the website because you want to make sure the website is fast. Because if you have a huge video file, it can eat up the resources, right? So for that, I recommend YouTube, Vimeo, or for the audio, I recommend SoundCloud or iTunes. And just embed them on the site. Does that make sense? Yes?
Question. When doing your SEO file name, do you think it's best to do spaces, hyphens, or underscores?
That is a beautiful question. I would say dashes. What is it called, dash?
Hyphen.
Yeah, hyphen. Don't use underscore. Yeah, don't use underscore, just hyphen. That's it. Excellent question. Use hyphen like, Yusuf dash Chowdhury, you can .jpg. Do it that way. Excellent question. All right, any more questions about how to distribute? We good? We awesome? Y'all not losing your hair? Okay. Now, when it comes to the keyword research tool, of course, you have Google Keyword Planner. You can check out Keyword Spy, Word Tracker, SpyFu, Uber Suggest, Traffic Travis, which is a software similar to Screaming Frog, and Market Samurai. Well, for beginner, we can just focus on the Keyword Planner and keywordtool.io. I'm going to show you those two right now. Okay? But the rest are optional. Okay? All right. Now, quickly, this is part of the, this is actually wrong here. This is part of the on-site SEO. When somebody talks about on-site SEO, they have to look at the URL. They have to look at the title tag, the meta description, the keyword used in the content. Anchor tags basically means hyperlinked keyword. So let's say in your about page, you're talking about the company. When people click on contact, right, and goes to the contact page, that's anchor text. That's what it means. It's a hyperlinked keyword. And optimized images, we talked about this a few seconds ago. Internal link matters in on-site SEO. So let's say from the about page goes to your contact page or your service page. When the service page goes to your blog page, that is called internal link building. And that actually helps with the SEO, okay? Schema, macro data is a little bit complicated, mostly for local businesses. We'll cover that later. Outbound link, if you are pointing somewhere else, sometimes that helps because you're referring somewhere else. Okay, let's see. Speed also matters. You need to make sure the website is fast. Sitemap, robot.txt. If you have WordPress, it does automatically by default. And Google authorship is actually wrong. They disabled that. Now they have a Google publisher. Basically what you're doing, you're connecting your Google business page to your website. Okay? So if you have a Google business page, make sure you connect it to your website. And of course, header 1, that basically means the title of the blog post. Okay, so these are the areas when it comes to on-site SEO, these are the areas that you need to look. But for today, we're going to only focus on the title, the meta, right? And the keyword usage. Okay? That's it, using the Yoast plugin. You all ready? Okay. Now, any more question on this one? Before we move forward? We good? You guys are genius! All right. If you want to follow all the Google updates, make sure you bookmark this link, moz.com/google-algorithm-change. Every time Google makes their changes, Moz basically puts those information. So you can keep track and see what's going on to get the latest and greatest on the
Cypher is Google.
Yeah, on the Google changes, yes. Because they do a lot of changes, right? All right. And here are some of the resources that I highly recommend that you bookmark as well. SearchEngineJournal.com, Search Engine Land, Moz.com, SEO Book, Search Engine Watch, and there's another one called Search Engine Roundtable. Okay? So if you want to learn more about search engine optimization, because all these folks, they follow white hat SEO, they follow the standard that Google and other search engines require. So I highly recommend you guys check this out. Okay? All right. Any more questions? No? We good? Okay. All right. So right now, we're going to do the hands-on. So who wants to be the guinea pig?
A great manual that I just posted to the groups
Uh-huh.
for Intro to SEO.
You did?
Yeah, I just posted it to both of the groups.
Nice. All right, who wants me to use their website as a test? Okay, let me see if y'all can, periscopers, can y'all see the screen? Or is it too, okay, let me bring it right here. There you go. So y'all can see this. There you go. How about now? Is it easy?
Too small.
Too small, right? Still too small? I'm so sorry.
Better.
I can't do anything else. This is the phone. There you go. There you go. You must see my face there. Look, you can see my face. I'm blocking the view. All right. Can you come here so you can log into your website? So we're going to use your website, huh? All right. So you all can open your website? Yeah, like, the title of the blog. That's header 1. That's the header number 2. Yeah, that's what it means. It's WP dash, oh, okay, I'm sorry. You have a subdirectory. Page not found. Okay, while you're trying to find that, let me chit chat with the periscopers.